He knows all of our names. And we know the name of Michelle Malkin. She joins us every week at this time. She's out in Colorado Springs. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. No naked cowboys here.
Well, thankfully. So far. Hey, let's talk to you a little bit about this. There's a report out that apparently somebody who's been identified by the FBI as an operative for the Muslim Brotherhood has shown up at the White House. What can you tell us about that?
Yep, it's my report. It's at michellemalkin.com. Was the subject of my syndicated column this week. I think it's very important to know who this White House is consorting with under the guise of domestic faith-based outreach. Of course, back in April, it was covered by Fox News, and certainly there was a lot of challenges by conservative media when the global overseas Muslim Brotherhood leadership from Egypt came and visited the White House. Right. But there has been no attention paid to the fact that just a few days before that visit, a man named Hisham Yahya al-Talib visited the faith-based director at the White House. His name is Joshua Du Bois, and there's very little information about what exactly they talked about. And my opinion is, after looking at this man's connections to so many jihadi-friendly groups, including those who have been tied to terror financiers, that this guy seems to have served as sort of an advance team on American soil for the global Muslim Brotherhood. And in fact, investigative researchers have found that this guy was identified at point blank as a Muslim Brotherhood operative and is involved in many organizations, including the SAR group and including the IIIT, the International Islamic Institute of Thought, that have been tied to past terror plots.
Michelle, there's so many things wrong with this, with him coming to the White House. Number one, how did he pass the background check? We can't go to the White House with a background check. Whether you see the president or not, or you go to the Christmas party, you have to give your Social Security number ahead of time. Could other security people be on the docket for this?
Well, yeah, that's my question, and that's exactly the point, Brian, to make about the security standards here. You can't go to a Michelle Obama campaign event without showing your ID, and somehow these guys are traipsing in and out of the White House. And, of course, I've been reporting on the incomplete nature of these White House visitor logs for so long. I discovered this guy's name, and it turned out up that he had visited in March. Who else? Where is the lapdog media talking about this? And one more point about this guy. He turns out to be a major funder of the Center for Constitutional Rights. That is the left-wing law firm that has sprung so many Gitmo detainees and has been proud of it. And guess what? One of the detainees that they're responsible for springing is Kumu, the guy who is now considered the lead suspect in the Benghazi attack. Full circle. If you don't collect the dots, you can't connect the dots.
All right, full circle, because you brought up Libya and Benghazi. There's been much made about the differing opinions and reasoning given by the Obama administration about what actually happened there. So at first it was not a terrorist attack. Then Jay Carney, the president's spokesperson, said that it was an obvious terror attack, but the president's still not really calling it that. Is this because the election is 40 days away?
Well, that's certainly what many top GOP congressional committee leaders believe now, and they are making a big fuss about it, as they should. National security should not be politicized, and the shifting narratives have been so dizzying that you need Dramamine to follow it all. And you've got Buck McKeon and Bob Corker now, along with several other members on Capitol Hill, who are pressing for another briefing. And, of course, this is all in the face of the likes of Susan Rice and Jay Carney, who insist on clinging bitterly to their initial lies about what exactly happened there.
I just wonder where this is going to go, because there's so many questions still, and no one's waiting for the administration anymore. You got a bunch of news outlets who are really ticked off about being what I seem to be lied to.
Sure. Something else, Michelle. We played an hour ago this jaw-dropper from one of the president's spokespeople, Stephanie Cutter, on the Diane Rehm show yesterday. We're going to have you listen to it along with everybody else, and then commentary.
That's the other thing that you find most often with women. They're not really concerned about what's happened over the last 4 years. They really want to know what's going to happen in the next 4 years.
Oh, really? So Looking forward, women are not concerned with what happened in the last 4 years with all those jobs lost in the economy and the dumper. They're more concerned about the looking forward. You believe that?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I know that every thinking woman out there, when they hear this or have heard it over the last 24 hours, is thinking, how stupid does this woman think we are? And I think it shows a basic amount of contempt that this administration has for independent women in this country. And, of course, that's the demographic that is so highly prized right now in this election. For her to claim that women are just going to let the last 4 years and this economic wreckage that the administration is responsible for just go down the memory hole? I don't think so. Elections are about holding people accountable for their failures, and that's what we're going to see.
I think what was, I mean, as a woman, I guess I can speak for myself. I think what is disappointing when you hear some rhetoric that women only think about one issue. I think that is what becomes condescending. So,
yes.
So, for example, that women only care about birth control. I mean, any woman cares about the economy, the future of their children, gas prices, entitlements,
NFL
the growing
refs.
debt,
Yes.
NFL refs, because I love football.
That's right.
I mean, is it condescending to put us in a box and think we only care about one thing?
Of course it is. You know, the Susan B. Anthony list, which is conservative women, a couple of months ago came out with a great ad mocking this idea of the orthodox left. And they said Obama basically runs what he considers a bureau of womanhood conformity. And you could say the same thing about the entire feminist left, that they think we all only care about our reproductive organs and subsidized birth control.
Right.
And I think this kind of extremism is so out of touch with reality. But the more we see Stephanie Cutter on TV, the better. I think this woman is basically the Joe Biden of female operatives of the Obama administration.
That's harsh.
She keeps lying. And last night I called her on Hannity's Stephanie Cutterocchio, and somebody corrected me and said it's better Stefanocchio.
Oh, that's gotcha. Hey, by the way, Paul Ryan said, hey, press crew, you want to follow me? I got to go shopping. And one of the things he did was buy a hunting gear jacket for his 10-year-old daughter because he wants her to go, she wants to go hunting, and they want to go together.
Yes.
A lot of people have
Yes.
a problem with the camouflage jacket. Do you?
I certainly do not, and I thought it was, completely bizarre world to see the reaction on the left, particularly in the Twitter sphere, to a loving dad doing something that is considered a great American tradition with his daughter, and them likening it to child abuse. So I, let people know that I took my daughter to the shooting range for her 12th birthday this summer, and it provoked this huge counter backlash on social media of parents who stood up and proudly showed pictures of their own children hunting or shooting. I really think that self-defense is the best gift that you can give any girl in particular, and that hunting is something that is not a crime, that people should not be afraid of. But of course, we've seen this huge backlash over the last year. We tracked it on twitchy.com, my Twitter curation site, and now it is an international story. There are international papers that have publicized it, and I think, the more parents that speak up in favor of the Second Amendment and defend Paul Ryan from the kind of marginalization and demonization tactics that we're seeing, the better.
He's just trying to spend some time with his daughter Liza, and the Twitter sphere goes crazy. Hey, thank you very much, Michelle Malkin, for joining us on this Thursday. Have a great week. We'll see you back here, same time, same channel.
Does laser tag count for shooting?
Yeah,
that's what my daughter's asked for. So they are aiming and shooting.
Well, at least it's not a gator like the guy we had in the last hour.
And, yeah, we don't take out moose.
Coming up on Fox and Friends, just one day after President Obama's UN speech asking for peace, Iran's president went on another anti-West rant.
Oh, what a shock.
Is our current strategy working? Peter Johnson Jr. has some thoughts on that next.
And then imagine seeing this on your